Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. This is the post-game show for the New York Knicks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves that just occurred on the Madison Square Garden floor. And man, was it a sight to see. A sight to see. If you are a Knicks fan, you should feel unbelievable about your team at this moment. Don't for a second try to half glass empty yourself. This was a resounding, dominant victory. The Knicks lit up the Minnesota Timberwolves for 83 points in the second half when it mattered the most. This was an impressive win. Like, impressive feels so mild, honestly. But it was pure basketball poetry in that second half on both ends of the court. Outstanding victory. OG Anunoby just completely dominant on both ends of the court, proving why he got the big fat contract. He's a special player. Deuce. I mean, Cat. There's so many storylines here. And Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, who tonight, I believe, according to the ESPN broadcast, has the third most offensive rebounds in franchise history. I'm surprised he's not number one, to be honest with you. If he stays a Knick, he will be number one for not too long. The New York Knicks completely annihilated after being down at the half, 58-54 to the Minnesota Timberwolves, completely blew them out of the Garden in the second half to win this game going away 137-114. Outstanding victory for the men in orange and blue. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George. Please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button for me if you've been here before but haven't subscribed. Guess what? You're missing out. We reached 11,000 subscribers this week. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I truly appreciate everyone's support and all the comments you guys give me. It helps make me better. So please drop your comments, share the video, and let's keep going. Let's get to 15,000 subscribers. Let's go to 20. Let's just get crazy because this is going to be that kind of a season. The New York Knicks just won their third game in a row. They're at 5-3 right now. And let me tell you, this is the kind of game that's going to wake every team up in the entire NBA. Yes, they felt cozy when the Knicks dropped 3 in a row on the road. And now suddenly they're like, wait, what? What'd they do? What'd they do to the Timberwolves? Wait, what? Yeah, that's what's happening right now. That's what's going to happen. That's what's definitely going to happen. All right, I have highlights for you guys. That's right. Let's get into it. Here we go. 137-114. The New York Knicks, I think they finished the game at the highest margin of victory, the lead. 23 points. Karl-Anthony Towns started off strong, dunking, playing bully ball. Loved the tone he set. He finished with a double-double himself, and he's not even the storyline of this game. That's what's great about this. When you have a great team, I think this is going to be a great team, potentially a great team. You know, they have to keep proving it. You know, don't want to like completely go crazy, but when you have the makings of a great team, you have a lot of players that contribute meaningful minutes. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're no pushover. 2 years in a row in the Western Conference Finals. You know, they came into this game with a 4-3 record themselves. Shout out to JD for beautifully encapsulating this victory. Impressive home start for the New York Knicks, 5-0. Starting to develop a home court identity. Not easy to do at Madison Square Garden with that jersey in front of you. That is a fact. The exact opposite. Last year, the Knicks were they couldn't pull off a home victory because every team came in trying to prove themselves in the spotlight of Madison Square Garden, in the center of the basketball universe, in the Mecca. And our guys, they weren't ready to defend it the way they're doing it now. Well, this is a different team. And I'm going to tell you that 3-game losing streak, as annoying and disappointing as it was an aberration. It was a combination of, you know, guys returning from injuries and missing Mitch, an imbalance in the roster, the delayed plane flight down to Miami originally that kind of started off all on the wrong foot. All of those things conspired to it. But those sound like excuses, and they are. They are excuses in reality, because the Knicks should still be able to win after that. Well, guess what? It's like when a plane hits some turbulence and the pilot ends up straightening it out. This is what's happening now. The Knicks have won 3 straight. Jalen Brunson, the captain, with a double-double tonight, 23 points and 10 assists. Because, some of us had become a little concerned that he wasn't passing the ball. And tonight, during a barely poor stretch, when was that? Was that in the second quarter? I think it was. We got a little too much ISO ball from our man. A little too much ISO ball, and the Knicks were not. They caught themselves flat-footed a few times. The offense stagnated, and then they switched it up. I believe Mike Brown called a timeout. But he still ends up with a productive night, 23 points, 7 rebounds. 7 rebounds for the smallest guy on the court. 10 assists. Actually, maybe Deuce is the smallest guy. But this guy, the defensive demon. If you watch this game tonight, I'm sure your memories are going to be dominated by mostly 2 things. One is Mitch Robinson, which I'm going to get to. And 2, it's this guy. He was outstanding. The way he just sliced up that Minnesota defense to get inside for dunks it's just a thing of beauty. He finishes with 25 points on 10 of 17 field goal shooting. The efficiency is phenomenal. 3 of 5 from the three-pointers. Hit some big fives. When the Knicks were building that lead in that third quarter and even in the fourth quarter, boom, he kept hitting big buckets. 8 rebounds, 5 offensive, only 2 steals. But I got to tell you, it feels like there were more. He did his classic, shoot the gap. Oh, actually, he fought over a screen. I think it was against Julius, just poked the ball into the backcourt, and because he's got the momentum, he's got the speed, just raced in, got his own deflection, and put it down for a 2-point fast break all by himself. Picked up a block. He was a plus 14 in 32 minutes. Outstanding game. And, he was the player of the game. But there was a co-player of the game. This guy. I mean, how many times do we have to be amazed by him? He sometimes, I was there for his very first game ever in a Knicks uniform at Summer League, which is great. Which is one of the great things about going for Summer League. And it was plain to the human eye, to my son and I, this guy is something else. He is special. Now, we thought he'd develop some kind of a post-game something, and then he really would dominate. But no, what he is defensively, and the way he crushes the offensive glass it's just beyond. It's literally beyond. 9 offensive boards tonight, 10 total rebounds, 4 or 5. He had a putback at the end of the first half that end of the first half? No, end of the first quarter. A buzzer beater put back to give the Knicks the first lead of the game. At that point, they were down, then it was tied, and he put it back and they gave the Knicks the lead going into the second quarter, 28-26. Outstanding 3 blocks and a steal. In fact, let's see this play right now. Get this, put back. Then he hustles back and they try to get the ball out into the court, and then just complete denies. I think that was McDaniel. Mitch doing things only Mitch can. An impressive putback, and on one end, and followed up by an annihilating block on the other. Dude is a game changer. There is no doubt about it. So at this point, if they think that they need to, he didn't play the first 4 games, 5 games, was it? 4 or 5 games of the season. Just do what you need to do, guys, to make sure we have this for the finals for June, because we're getting there. if this guy, he's not even at 100%. He's like barely, I would say 30% right now of himself. Outstanding. Outstanding. Mitch. Loved it. Tommy Beer. Mitch Robb is averaging 16 offensive rebounds per 36 minutes this season. Is that good? Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It's dominant. The word dominant might become the theme of this season. I've already used it several times because the way the Knicks are winning games is in a fashion where they just, when they take hold of the game, they never give it. I mean, actually, there were a few times here and there, but then once they wrestle it away, lately they are beginning to completely suffocate their opponent. And tonight was a great example of that. Great example of that. You think the Timberwolves wanted to come into MSG with Julius and Dante, Ant-Man returning for his first game in I don't know how long, because he didn't want to miss the spotlight of Madison Square Garden. You think they wanted to get their asses whooped? Lose by 23 points? No way. They fought their asses and they couldn't do anything in that second half. And that is the mark of potentially a great team. A team that can come out of the half and dominate in that third quarter. That is phenomenal, and we cannot understate that. Against Chicago, first half was Knicks come out, light them up for 37 points. Then against the Wizards, again, the Wizards, had in the first quarter, they were making the Knicks work for it. The Knicks come out 41 points in that third quarter, and then tonight the Knicks outscore the Timberwolves 40-28 in the third quarter. Outstanding. But with that dominant play by Mitch and OG, tonight's defensive player of the game, according to Mike Brown, was Deuce McBride. And he did play. He played a great game. He was instrumental in suffocating Ant-Man. And also he ended up being placed on Dante, who got off to a great hot start. He was 4 of 7 in that first half. And he basically is who got the Timberwolves the lead. But then once Deuce was put on him, that kind of went. That did go away. Dante did not score. Dante for the game finished in the second half. After going 4 of 7 from the 3-point line, he was only 1 of 4 in the second half. A -20. Julius a -26. And they were the top 2 scorers in the game at the half. Completely different game in second half. But we can't forget about Josh Hart. Josh Hart off the bench as Knicks go to 5-3 with a win over the Timberwolves. 18 points, 4 of 5 from the 3-point line. What is going on? He's like a completely different person. It's like the hand is not even an issue anymore, and that is a great thing. That is a great thing. I was calling for him to get it operated on because he looked terrible in those first few games. His first 3 games back, he looked terrible. But it's been a completely different story since the Chicago game. And I'm happy to say that if he can play through the pain and the doctors say there's no long-term damage and he gets the operation in the offseason, then do what you need to do, bro. But if you do hit a stretch where you're struggling and it is caused by the hand and that stretch extends past a week to maybe 2 weeks, maybe inches into 3 weeks, you might want to consider getting an operation. Gotta say it now, Mike Brown's substitutions have been on point. Outstanding. When he turns to the bench and he pushes these buttons, you see an instant positive reaction. Pretty much instant positive reaction. He's really done a better job. He confessed himself. He wasn't doing the best job in his rotations earlier on. And now I think he's beginning to get a feel for his players, what they can do, and at certain moments when to bring them in. I am ecstatic at the way that Mike Brown has been coaching this team. Totally. I mean, What more could you want? What more could you want at this point? The Knicks put up 42 3-pointers, connected on 19. They shot 45.2% from the 3-point line. That is crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. That's 54 points from the 3-point line. Wow. Thibs talked the talk of wanting like 37, 38 3-pointers a game, but couldn't figure out a way to do it. Couldn't figure it out. Browns figured it out. Basically, almost similar roster. I mean, we have Clarkson and Yabusele, but they combined for 2 of 5. You know? I mean, the other threes came from Deuce, Hart, Shamet. I mean, guys who were already here last year. Anunoby, Towns, Bridges, Brunson, they were all here last year. Why couldn't you figure it out, Thibs? For another day. All right. Let's get to the highlights. Here we go. New York Knicks were down 13-4. And Mr. Mike Brown calls a timeout. And the Knicks come out on fire. Well, they didn't come out on fire, but they started catching fire. They outscored, from that timeout, when they were down 13-4, they outscored the Timberwolves 24-13 for the rest of that quarter to finish up 28-26. There you go. Oh, I love this. Look at that fast break play. Love that. And then Julius, he was definitely punishing the Knicks in that first quarter himself. He finished with 11 points, 4 of 7, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. He was basically the offense for the Timberwolves there. The Knicks had a pretty balanced offense in that quarter. OG had 4 points. Cat had 4. Mitch had a nice putback too. Actually, the end of quarter too. Bridges hit the only. I was going to say the only 3, but that's not true. Josh Hart hit a couple threes, and Gershon hit a 3 early on in that first quarter. 5 points for McCall, 4 points for Brunson, 6 points for Hart, 3 points for Yabusele. So it was pretty balanced scoring. And they're not going to show you the highlight. Are they going to show you the highlight? Oh, there it is. There it is. Loved it. So now we're going into the second quarter. Second quarter was a little problematic. The Knicks got sloppy with the ball. They didn't. It impacted their ability to execute the offense. They didn't necessarily commit that many turnovers. They committed 3 turnovers in the second quarter, but they couldn't handle the ball pressure in the half court, in the mid court, honestly, and it caused the team to kind of linger around and figure out, make mistakes and not truly execute their offense. The Timberwolves were able to slow the Knicks down in that quarter. The Knicks were only 4 of 11 in the second quarter from the 3-point line. Meanwhile, they were 7 of 12. They hit 58% of their 3-pointers. They were 10 of 18 overall, 55%, and that's why they were able to take control of this game. By that point, they outscored the Knicks 32-26. Deuce had 2. I think that was the first one. Or was that? He had a coast-to-coast rebound and make on the other end, or later in the game, that was just what? Fabulous. And then Dante starts catching fire. Like I said, he was 4 of 5 from the 3-point line in that second quarter. He was the high man in that second quarter with 12 points. He's wearing that face mask because I think he has a broken nose. The rebounding, Minnesota out-rebounded us 10-8 then. Out-assisted us 9-6. We committed 5 personal fouls. And lately, one of the great things the Knicks have been doing is limiting their actual personal fouls. They are playing tough physical defense without committing the silly fouls. And again, tonight, I would say they achieved that goal as well. They only committed, they ended up with 21 personal fouls. That's a little high. Where the Timberwolves only committed 14. But the Knicks finished with 32 assists tonight. Another 30-plus assist game Look at that, Macau. Now we're in the third quarter. Beautiful little pass from Brunson to OG. Look at that block from Mitch on Ant-Man. But then it turns into a 3. But let me tell you, this was the last of what the Timberwolves were going to, any joy they were experiencing in that third quarter. Look at that. Look at Mitch. The putback. Macau was all over the place. I have not sung Macau's praises at all so far. He finishes in 33 minutes of play, 3 of 8 from the three-point line. He had 13 points, 5 dimes. His passing and his playmaking for others has been a next level this season compared to last season. Yeah, 5 of 12. Beautiful for him. 13 points, a plus 13. Brunson was a plus 16. OG was a plus 4. Look at OG right there. That's that play I was talking about. Look at that on Randall. And Hart passes it out, and Brunson sinks the 3. And that's when the Knicks started creating a lot of separation. But Naz Reid gets in there, cuts the lead down to 6. But it didn't feel like the Knicks were really in trouble at all. And then you have Mitch, Mr. Putback. Was that the third putback of the game for Mitch? At least. Mitch finished 4 or 5. And then the block, people. The rejection. Macau blocked Ant-Man also as well. So now Timberwolves are thinking, oh, okay, you know, it's not so bad. We're in this game. We're only down 6. And then Brunson slips in there. I just don't understand how he finishes those. It's phenomenal. And Mitch with the block. How many blocks? Mitch was credited with how many blocks? Only 3 blocks? It's crazy. You know, things are going well when Josh Hart does that. So now it's a 9-point game. A little under 2 minutes left. Brunson doing Brunson things. Barely any Cat highlights, right? But Cat was instrumental. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. Cut. Great time. Greatly timed cut. Deuce with the steal. But that was ball pressure from Clarkson. Clarkson, I barely mentioned him at all. I haven't mentioned him at all. He was 3 of 6. 7 points for him in his 15 minutes. Now we're into the fourth quarter. And this is where things just go next level for these New York Knicks. All right, Dante makes that. It's a 10-point game. And look at Cat. Just throws. Who's 22 down? Just throws him down. And then look at OG. He's like, what? Okay, okay. Hey, I'll take it. You give me all the space. Why not? The curl. Dante hits again. But that was his... I think that was his only 3 in the second half. And then Clarkson buries his 3. That was his only 3. Now we're up to a 15-point game. Ant's trying to keep it close. 12-point game now with 7:20 left. And then Brunson just fools everybody. But doesn't make the bucket. OG fights for the second chance opportunity, and Deuce buries it. 114-97. Randall being somewhat effective. Randall finishes. Oh, look at that. Is that Macau? That was Macau. Nice. Randall finished. He was the high man of the game with 32 points, and he was a minus 16. Now it's a 20-point game. Brunson slinks in there, slips in there. Ooh, little bully ball, little physical action there. Not bully ball. They haven't shown the bully ball plays that Cat did. I'm kind of surprised about. Okay, Mitch, the offensive rebound, and OG with the 3. There we go. What domination. Beautiful domination. Outstanding game for these New York Knicks. Outstanding game. Let's get to... Here you can see the highlights for yourselves. I mean, the stats for yourselves. Just showed you the highlights. The Knicks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in double figures. Yeah, 6 players in double figures. Deuce was the high man in plus minus, a plus 26 to go along with his 14 points. His 3 rebounds. He had 4 assists himself. Josh Hart had 4 assists. He had 18 points. He's a plus 12. Brunson, 23 points, plus 16 to go along with his 10 assists. And then Mikal Bridges, 13 points and 13 plus minus. Towns, 15 points, 15 plus minus. It's just following a pattern here until you get to OG Anunoby. In his 31 minutes of play, 25 points, a plus 14 for him. And he attempted the second most field goals in this game. Towns only attempted 11. Gives you 15 points. I love the efficiency. He was not that great from the three-point line. 1 of 5. Can you imagine if he has a hot night from the 3? This game could have been over much earlier. The New York Knicks shoot 45.2% from the three-point line, and they shoot almost 54% for the game. Outstanding result right there. The turnovers, like I said, they were a bit of an issue, but the Knicks only gave up 21 points off of their, that's still a lot. They gave up 21 points off of 14 turnovers. That's still a lot, but they were able to regain 29 points off of the 17 turnovers by the Timberwolves. So I was wow. Love that. Let's look at the team stats here. Look at the team stats, the team comparisons here. The rebounding was not even a comparison. The Knicks out-rebounded them 50-31. Assists 32-30. Steals 7-6. Blocks 8 blocks for the New York Knicks, and that's Mitchell Robinson. Turnovers, they won that battle as well. They won the field goal percentage battle. They won the three-point percentage battle. The Timberwolves, they did win that battle, but the Knicks were right there. And then the free throw percentages right there as well. Points in the paint ended up being pretty even, 15-14. Where at the half it wasn't. At the half, the points in the paint was a different story. Where's that? Yeah, at the half, the Knicks were up 22-14 in points in the paint. Oh no, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 52-40. Sorry, 52-40. The Knicks continue their domination points in the paint. Sorry, I was thinking about fast break points. The Knicks caught up on the fast break points. They were down 10-4 at the half, and they finished 15-14. Sorry about that confusion. And once again, the key, one of the key stats, second chance points, 31 second chance points to 14. You're going to win. You're going to win a lot of games when you can basically more than double up your opponent on second chance points at that high a volume. Beautifully done. All right, let's get to here, these team comparisons here. Well, I already rattled off the efficiency stats there. The one thing I always like to look at here is the fouls. 21 fouls for the Knicks, only 14 for the Timberwolves. But they weren't silly fouls. And that's a big positive. The silly ones, the unnecessary ones, the fouling three-point shooters ones, fouling with like a second and a half left in the shot clock. Those fouls are infuriating. The Knicks limited those. So that is a big positive right there. The offensive rebounding, Knicks are plus 12 there, 21-9. It's fabulous. This was the kind of game that Knicks fans dream about, and we got it tonight. The Knicks are now 5-3. They are set up for a great homestand. They've started off this homestand. They're up 3-0 in the homestand. They play the Nets. I think the Nets on Sunday. So I have several days off in between. It's going to be 4-0. It's going to be 4-0. And the Knicks will be 6-3. Fabulous. Love it. Stay tuned for announcements from the show. Planning on doing a collab with the Hot Hand Theory guys, XJ and Jeff, who I love their work. Going to bring them on into the Knicks-Verse. Might be a live on Saturday or it might be recorded. We'll see. We're going to figure that out. I've been under the weather, so hoping to get up, feel better by then, have enough energy to do this. If not, Might have to push it a little bit, but we'll see. Either way, I'll be trying to put out content regularly. And if you want to support the channel, please join the channel, the membership below. All the perks are explained there. You get discounts on merch and other aspects. You get to see the halftime members only reports, which are a lot of fun. Or buy merch. Link is down below as well. Support the channel and drop your comments, subscribe, share the video, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go.